Here again with another Breaking Bad Season 3 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you are caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Breaking Bad, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find out you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you that are wondering, I've seen Breaking Bad many times. So many times that I've lost count. It's either 8, 9, or 10 times. So join me and Crazy Coffee Man in the comments section so we can discuss one of the best shows of all time and give our opinions on it. Anything you want to talk about Breaking Bad related, put it down in the comments section and react or talk to me and Crazy Coffee Man. With that in mind, this will be Breaking Bad Season 3, Episode 8. The title of this episode is called I See You. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. Of course, coming off that last episode where Hank was badly wounded by the Salamanca twins. He got one of them, but he's in trouble. So Jesse, we start out with, he takes his hospital gown off. It hurts to do so. And we see the bruises on his back at the hands of Hank. Of course, the bruises that are on his face as well. Jesse gets taken out of the hospital in a wheelchair. And Jesse has a smoke, even though he's supposed to be 20 more feet away from the door to smoke. And then Jesse sees an ambulance pull up. And as he gets closer, it's actually Hank getting taken into the hospital. So Jesse sees that Hank is very badly injured. Skinny comes to pick up Jesse. He tells Skinny he's feeling great after seeing what Hank's condition is. That makes him feel a lot better, like Hank got what was coming to him. Gail Bedecker thought things were going well. Walt says no, not so much. Walt tells Gail he's a fine chemist, but a fine chemist with a promising future. Jesse arrives at the laundromat / meth lab. And Gail is, he's kind of shocked to see who exactly his replacement is. And Jesse says it's all like shiny in here. Gail says, this makes no sense. Gail and Walt shake hands. I guess this is it. Victor reminds Walt after he says this is for the best, they still need 200 pounds of meth a week. Jesse asks about the cell service. Walt says there's a hard line for emergencies. And then Jesse says, so you haven't talked to anybody but Captain Nerd? And Walt's like, what? And Jesse's like, your brother-in-law. And then he finds out like Hank is in the hospital and not doing well. So Walt's already at the hospital, hugging Marie, says he's so sorry. Junior, Skyler, Gomez, and Merkett are all there as well. Merkett mentions Hank didn't have his gun, and Marie wonders why. Merkett says he had to take it from him pending the investigation. And Marie says, go. The DEA is not welcome here. And then Marie goes to blame Walt for knowing Jesse Pinkman, and Skyler says it's not Walt's fault. Marie tells Walt that she's sorry and hugs Walt. Jesse's ADHD kicks in as he's bored at the meth lab, like doing a bunch of stuff, banging on all the cylinders and everything. Jesse calls Walt from the hardline in the meth lab at the hospital, and Jesse wants to start cooking, and Walt says, you will do nothing. Skyler, Walt Jr., and Marie go to eat in the hospital cafeteria. And Marie starts complaining about the fork having spots on it. And Junior says, ours at home aren't any better. And Marie says that the hospital should be held to a higher standard. So even though the silverware is clean, it's got spots all over it. And she wants it spotless because it's a hospital. It kind of makes sense. Walt talks about surviving the hospital, and he's not half the man that Hank is. Juan Bolsa calls Gus and says his men would never do this alone. We'll lay low for now, and Bolsa tells Gus he'll get his man the best lawyer, innocent until proven guilty. Walt uses the excuse of wanting to brush his teeth to get out of the hospital. Gomez downstairs asks Walt if he wants to see what Hank did to the bastard that did this. Liano is now missing his legs. He sees Walt and tries to, he does climb out of his bed, falls on the floor. Why isn't he handcuffed to the bed? He's a criminal, like an armed criminal that tried to assassinate a DEA agent. He should be handcuffed to that bed somehow, some way. Jesse is playing around on the chair, rolling around like this, bored out of his mind like this. I don't know why I had to do that, but I did. And Victor comes in and wonders why there isn't anything cooking. So Jesse calls Walt again, telling him about Victor wanting to know why nothing has been cooked. Walt tells Jesse about Tuco and his cousins and asks him about it. Like, what did Tuco say? He had, people coming for us or, whatever. So after this conversation, Walt returns to the hospital. Junior gets the book that he requested from Walt about Pablo Escobar and the people that took him down. And it's something that Hank recommended to him, and he wants to read it because, we don't know what's going to happen to Hank at this point. Walt tells Gus, because he calls, that they won't make the deadline this week. And then Walt promises Gus 400 pounds by next week. And then Walt talks to Gomez. He mentions that the food is here, and the owner is going to bring it by personally. The food is from Los Porros Hermanos. And Gus is there at the hospital now, and Gus mentions to Walt about meeting Agent Schrader, and Hank mentioning Walt's health concerns and condition. So Walt, privately now, because they were talking to all the family members there, Walt goes up to Gus and says, "You knew my brother-in-law was with the DEA?" And Gus says the assassin is gravely injured and won't survive. Liano Salamanca has stopped breathing. He's dead. Gomez says, "Burn in hell, you piece of shit," as Mike walks away from the room. So it's obvious that Mike Ehrmantraut did something to cause the Salamanca twins' death when he was supposed to survive. And then Juan Bolsa calls Gus again and thinks he's behind all of this. And Bolsa says when he gets proof, they'll come pay Gus a visit. But there's a raid on Bolsa's place, and he is killed. So now Gus has taken out the Salamanca. Well, Hank took out one of them, and Gus took out the other one. Well, Mike technically did. And now Juan Bolsa is out of the way, and now we just got to go after Donnie Lato. We'll find that out in Season 4. But he's getting rid of all the people that could cause him issues. And then Gus breaks the phone that he was talking to Juan Bolsa on after Juan Bolsa's killed. The doctor says Hank's stable enough for the family to go see him, and Hank's still out as he's breathing with a breathing tube. Marie kisses his head and touches his hand, and that's what ends this episode of Breaking Bad. So really good stuff here. A little slow, though, with all the scenes at the hospital, but I liked it. I'm going to give the episode an 8.0 out of 10. And then as far as my characters of the episode, well, obviously Marie was a big focal point in this episode because her husband is essentially near death. I'm going to give her the female character of the episode. And then for the males, I can't give it to Jesse because he didn't really do anything that great. I can't give it to Walt because Walt was okay, but he wins it almost all the time. I'm going to give the character of the episode, the male, to Gus Fring in this one because I feel like Gus had a plan, and the plan was executed. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad and a fan of JDev TV, if you're a fan of Better Call Saul or El Camino Breaking Bad movie and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing that like button because YouTube tells me I don't get enough likes. I get like 5 to 7 a video usually, and YouTube would probably want me to get a lot more, but hey, if I can raise that to 9 to 12, that would certainly go all the way. So if you are a Breaking Bad fan, please Hulk smash the like button and let's talk Breaking Bad. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section and talk to me and Crazy Coffee Man about Breaking Bad. I said Coffee Man, I meant Coffee Man. Let's discuss the show. This is one of the best shows of all time, and I want to talk about it. So leave all the questions and comments that you have in the comment section. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a person special. And JDev will return.